Hello everybody. Among the things that we've discovered about David Bowie over this weekend when people have been remembering the 5th anniversary of his death is his favourite joke. It came out of a contribution he made to a charity book of jokes, famous people offering their favourite jokes, and his was that a man goes into the doctor's and says, one day I'm a wigwam and the next day I'm a teepee. And the doctor says to him, well, the trouble with you is you're 2 tenths. Well, although we can react to that whether you think it's funny or not, I'm not sure. But it does, I think, say something actually serious about David Bowie, because he does seem to have been somebody who was searching a lot of his life for a release from tension. He had a journey, a spiritual journey that started with Buddhism in his early 20s when he thought of being a Buddhist monk. Then in his dying will, it was asked that his ashes be dealt with in the Buddhist way. But in his late 20s, he abandoned all that. He said he had abandoned God. And in his 50s, he said that he wasn't quite so sure this time, not quite an atheist, he said. And there's that little bit that I still hold on to. And yet in his 40s, he said he had an undying belief in the unquestionable existence of God. And indeed, at one concert, he knelt in front of the audience and recited the Lord's Prayer. So here was someone who was moving from one extreme to the other in his relationship with God and in his own searching. One of the other things that we've discovered about David Bowie is that he had tattooed on his calf the Serenity prayer in Japanese. The Serenity prayer, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. A well-known prayer, but not many people have it tattooed on their body. It clearly meant something to him. I can identify, and I'm sure a lot of us can, with his struggle to understand God. And perhaps at the moment it's particularly difficult. People are turning to God, I think, a lot because of the crisis that we're going through, but at the same time a lot of people are asking questions about God, and so we, generally speaking, and probably in our own lives, have this ambivalent, exactly the same ambivalent feeling about God as David Bowie expressed. But maybe because for him it was clearly something that sustained him throughout his life, it's something that we can, the Serenity Prayer is something that we can hold on to today. That's going to be my theme for today, and you might want to have it for yours too. Something to ground us in the midst of a confusing muddle of ideas and hopes and fears and beliefs. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference.